to our SAP online classes platform. I would like to welcome Mrs. Anita Matthew, Assistant Professor, EEE Department of IES College of Engineering, Thrissur. Today we are going to have a session about synchronous and induction machines.
Associated with ASAP is conducting a webinar session for continuing your studies in the midst of this pandemic. I will introduce myself. I am Anita Matthew. Induction machines based on KTU syllabus in this session. This for S4 AAA students, and the subjects are there. First one is the induction generator, and the induction generator, the principle of operation, types, and comparison is mentioned in the syllabus. Then about the synchronous induction. And third one is single phase induction motor. Okay. Topics could not be covered in this session, so the rest of the topics will be covered in the next. Directly to the module 6, I would like to review some of the basic so far in this subject. In the previous modules, we have studied alternating motors, then three-phase induction motors, and all. So I wish to give you some basic concept about the three-phase induction motor today. You can see here that it is displayed the what is motor and a generator. That converts electrical energy to mechanical energy. That is, we are giving a input electrical energy and we are mechanical energy. Second is generator. Generator is a energy to electrical energy. Yeah, we are moving to three-phase induction motor working principle. The basic concept induction motor is shown in this figure. Mainly, there are two parts. First one is the rotor. In the stator itself, the stator comprises of stator frames, stator core, stator slots, and in these slots, three-phase stator winding is placed. Then the outer and in the boards, either copper bars or aluminum bars are placed, or windings are placed according to the rotor type. Okay, in squirrel gauge rotor, rotor bars are placed and all the bars are connected or circuited with the end. In slip ring, the slots are in the slots, the windings are provided and it is connected to slip rings. Okay, this is the basic of the construction of three-phase induction motor. You can see here. Okay, then we are moving to the working principle. Three-phase induction motor works on the principle of Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Okay. Slow induction is that whenever a magnetic flux linked with a conductor changes, an EMF is induced in it. Okay. Here we are giving applied to the stator winding. A rotating magnetic field is developed. That is, we know that the basic principle which we have studied in the 12th standard, that a current carrying conductor Around the current carrying conductor, there will be a magnetic field. Same principle is applied here. Here, three-phase supply is given, and this magnetic field will be in a rotating motion. Okay, so magnetic field, this rotating magnetic rotate conductors. And EMF will be induced in the rotor conductors. Hence, the rotor current. And according to Lenz's law, it will oppose the cause producing it. To everyone.
Yes, ma'am, കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ട്.
Message is coming. They are not able to hear. When we are giving three-phase supply to the stator conductors, a rotating magnetic field will be developed, and the rotor the stationary conductors get cut, and EMF will be induced in the rotor conductors, and induced current will be produced. This current will have action so as to oppose the cause producing it. The cause rotating magnetic field, the cause producing the EMF rotating magnetic field and the conductors. So in order to oppose the cause, the rotor have to reduce the relative motion between this speed of the rotating magnetic field and this rotor. This rotate in the same speed as that of the rotating magnetic field. The speed of the rotating magnetic field is known as synchronous speed. Okay. Speed is equal to 120 F by P, where F is the frequency and P is the number of poles. Okay. Another important thing in this is the difference between the speed of the state field and the actual difference in the synchronous speed and the rotor speed. Rotor is expressed as n, and the equation for slip is ns minus n by ns. Okay, this slip is the difference the synchronous speed and the rotor speed, but is expressed in the terms of synchronous speed. So the equation will become ns minus n by ns. This is the basic we have to know about the three-phase induction motor before getting into induction generator. Okay, I think all of you understood this portion. We'll move to the next portion. That is the first topic of module 6. Generator means we know that what is a generator? generator is a machine that converts mechanical energy to electrical energy. The same induction motor can be run as an induction generator. Okay, how it can be run as an induction generator? We are providing some mechanical force or mechanical energy to the machine. We can see here the parts. There is a shaft. We are connecting connecting any prime mover to the shaft, and this prime mover rotates the rotor to a speed above synchronous speed. Okay, that is, stator is connected to three-phase supply induction motor, and rotor is connected to a prime mover. The circuit, a basic diagram for this induction motor. Here, the induction motor, the rotor of the induction motor is coupled with the petrol engine, where petrol engine is the prime mover. Okay, and the is supply. Okay, is it clear? When it is connected to the supply and supply, what will happen? A rotating magnetic field is produced as in the induction motor, and the rotating magnetic field have a speed of ns, synchronous speed. Okay, this petrol engine or the prime mover will move the rotor to a speed higher than the synchronous speed. We are providing a prime mover to increase the speed of the rotor to a speed which is higher than the synchronous speed. I will explain with the cursor so you can understand it. Here you can see the induction motor, and this induction motor of the induction motor is connected to this petrol engine, that is coupled with this petrol engine, and the stator is connected to the mains. You can see here. When this petrol engine drives this rotor to a speed higher than the synchronous speed, this machine will act as a generator, and provides power to the supply. It provides power to the supply. This power will be active power. Okay. This is shown in this slide. All the explanation is shown in this slide. When the prime mover moves the above the synchronous speed, the rotor conductors cut the magnetic field in a reverse direction. Okay, reverse direction as that of the motor. And the EMF and current in the rotor will reverse their directions. Since the rotor conductors cut the magnetic field in a reverse direction, what will happen? The EMF and current also reverses its direction. When EMF and current reverses its direction, what will happen? The machine delivers electrical energy to the mains. Okay, instead of taking it from the mains. Then what will happen? Slip become negative. Why slip become negative? For the slip is ns minus n by ns. That is, slip is the difference between the speed and the rotor. Slip becomes negative means n is a greater value than the ns. So ns minus n by ns will become a negative value. Thus, mechanical energy converted to electrical energy, and this induction machine can be worked as an induction generator. This induction generator is also known as asynchronous generator. Okay. The torque slip curve of this induction machine. Here you can see negative slip. It has a generating mode of action, and in the positive slip, motoring action, and after slip equal to 1, braking action will happen. Means slip equal to 1 means n equal to 0. Okay, the torque of this induction machine is same. Induction generator is same as that of induction motor, except we have to add some negative sign in slip. Torque is directly proportional to phi 2 I2 cos, and phi 2 is the flux developed, I2 is the current in the rotor, cos phi 2 is factor, and the maximum torque will be developed when S equal to R2 by X2. These all things are we have studied in the 4th module in 3-phase induction motor itself. Okay. Induction generator supplies active power to the, I have already said that it supplies power to the main and receives lagging reactive power from the mains. This reactive power is used for the magnetizing process. Okay. We'll move to the types of induction generators. Okay. Induction generators are 2 types mainly. One is induction generator connected to mains. Second one is self-excited or isolated. Induction generator connected to mains, otherwise it is known as grid connected induction generator. Here you can see 3-phase induction generator is coupled with the prime mover. Okay. And it is, since it is connected to the transmission line, it is known as grid connected or induction generator connected to mains. We are providing a capacitor bank here. Also connected to the transmission line. This capacitor bank is the necessary reactive power for the induction generator. Okay. This capacitor bank provides the necessary reactive power for the operation of induction generator. I have already said that the induction generator receives reactive power from the transmission line for magnetizing it. So here we are providing capacitor bank for that process. Okay. The capacitor bank must be large enough to supply this amount of reactive power. Then we are moving to the second type induction generator. That is self-excited or isolated induction generator. Self-excited generator means we are in some case, in some remote places where we are not there is no grid, or we cannot connect to a grid, we this type of isolated induction generator. Here the capacitor bank itself provides full reactive power, whatever the reactive power needed for the 3-phase induction generator and the load. Here you can see the 3-phase generator is connected to the prime mover, and also it is connected to the capacitor bank and the load. This capacitor bank provides reactive to the induction generator as well as the so the reactive power produced by capacitor bank Q equal to Q1 plus Q2, where Q1 is the reactive power to the three-phase generator, and Q2 is the reactive power to the load. Okay. And the three-phase motor provides P, that is active power to the load. Okay, understood? This is clear. Induction generator with alternator. In alternator, we need DC excitation. We know that there is no need of excitation.
Ma'am, can we move on to
Okay,
doubt clarification?
Okay, doubt.
Okay, we got some questions from the first question is, how can we increase the RPM of a synchronous machine?
Okay. This is
Can we increase the RPM?
we are explaining about the induction generator. So here we are using, already said, we are using a high mover to increase the speed. And this
Okay. Can we move to next question, ma'am? There's a question in the chat box.
Okay, we are in this machine we are provided to, in order to get a rotating magnetic field. Along with that, we are providing another mover to increase the speed of the rotor to a speed higher than the synchronous speed. Okay, is that clear?
Okay, ma'am. One more question is there. What will be the frequency change?
Hello? Hello?
Am I audible, ma'am? Hello?
Okay.
The next question
Frequency
is,
of the
what will frequency change of the output?
Explained in this next slide.
Oh,
It will be explained in the. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. You can proceed, ma'am.
Okay, we will move to compare. In comparison, we are comparing with the alternator. Okay. In alternator, DC excitation is required, but here DC excitation is not a supply. Second point is induction generator only generates when it is connected to mains, that we have already understood. Okay, a three-phase supply, or it should be, the stator should be connected to the main to generate voltage of induction generator. The line you can see here, the frequency and voltage of the induction generator are those of the line to which it is connected, irrespective of the load. That is, the frequency and voltage of the induction generator will be same as that of the line which we are connecting, and it does not depend upon the load. Okay, next point is, it does not speed constant frequency varies with load. That load is varied. We have to increase the speed. So we are providing some automatic arrangement for increasing the speed in order to make the frequency constant. Okay. Next is no synchronizing is required since EMF until it is connected to the supply. Okay. Last unique feature of the induction generator, that is power factor of the output is fixed and is leading and is independent of the external circuit. The power factor is leading. That is a unique feature of this induction generator. Next is the advantages: simple and rugged in construction, cheaper in cost, easy for maintenance. When it is short circuit, it power since its excitation becomes zero. Okay, these are all the advantages. Then disadvantages means it can't be operated independently. Although we have said that as a type of self-excited induction generator, it is of limited importance or limited use. Okay, it can deliver only leading current, but most of the situations lagging current is required. So this is also a disadvantage. Induction generator application is that it can be used in tidal power plant, wind power station, and also in braking purposes. This is all about induction generator. Next is synchronous induction motor. Next main topic of this module is synchronous induction motor. Okay. As its name implies, synchronous induction motor means synchronous induction motor, it works as a synchronous motor as well as an induction motor. Okay, that is during the starting period it has an induction motor, and when it runs and attain a running speed, it will act as a synchronous motor. Okay, this rotor consists of three-phase winding and a rotor type machine. Okay, the rotor supply to rotor. Okay. For synchronous mode, the rotor has to be excited by a DC supply. That is the working principle is giving when rotor winding is excited, it more than 6 degrees, and when the rotating magnetic field that is already created in the stator get magnetically locked with the north pole and south pole, what will happen? The rotor will meet with the rotating magnetic field. Thus, it acts as a synchronous motor. Okay, is it clear? At the first means at starting, three-phase applied to the machine, and it acts as three-phase applied to the stator, and it will produce a rotating magnetic field as in the induction machine, and we are exciting the rotor with a DC supply. When we excite this rotor with a DC supply, alternate north and south poles will be produced. Okay, this north and south magnetically coupled rotating magnetic field that of the stator. The stator magnetic field, when it rotates, the north south pole magnetic field get attracted to the north pole of the rotor. Okay, then this north pole of the rotor and stator magnetically locked. Okay, and it will rotate as what will rotate? The rotate as of the rotating magnetic field moves. Is principle of motor, induction, single induction motor. In the starting, it will act as a induction motor, and after that, when it attains, when it gets magnetically locked, it will move in the same speed as that of same speed as that of what? The synchronous speed or the magnetic field, rotating magnetic field. So it will act as a synchronous machine. Synchronous motor that have the same speed as that of the motor runs at a constant speed equal to synchronous speed. Different types of connection given to the rotor. Okay, we have already said that we have three-phase windings to the rotor giving excitation. Here you can see first figure, rotor circuit 1. This is known as two-lead connection. The two terminals are connected to the DC supply and one winding is isolated. Here you can see two of the leads or two of the terminals are connected, and it will act as these two will act as parallel winding, act as a C to this parallel set windings. Okay, this is the second type of connection. Next is the winding connected in a delta connection. The two terminals are connected in figure, that is rotor circuit D. You can see the one of the terminal is short circuited. Okay. You can see two winding supply. Two winding supply is also provided. These are the types. Here you can see in the the rotor circuit E, you can see windings are connected to the DC supply, and in the rotor circuit F, you can see these two windings are connected. The lead two windings are connected, and this is the last type of connection in the rotor circuit. Okay. This is the circuit for synchronous induction motor. This is the stator part. We are stator is connected to the three-phase supply. This stator part is connected, this delta connected stator part is connected to the three-phase supply. Okay, this is the rotor part. It is connected, there is a slip ring and there are slip rings, and this from the slip rings, the rotor is connected to the starting resistors in the starting time and to the exciter when it is in the normal running end. Okay, that means at the starting time, in order to reduce the high starting current, we will be connecting DC switch to this starting resistance. When this fully, the motor will attain the normal running speed. When the motor attain normal running speed, the switch will be switched to the exciter. That DC exciter will excite the rotor in order to produce the rotor force. Okay, as we have already explained. This is the circuit for synchronous induction motor. These all are the things I have already discussed. At start, synchronous motor is started as an induction motor by inserting resistance in the rotor circuit. Second point is external rotor resistance is gradually cut out. Okay, when the motor attains normal induction motor speed, the rotor is disconnected from starting resistance and connected to exciter. As a synchronous motor. Okay. That it comprises the features of both the motors, induction motor and synchronous motor. First two features and high starting torque are the features of induction motors. Then constant speed and power factor control are the features of synchronous motor. And for synchronous induction motor, all the four features are there. Okay. Next is low efficiency as compared to standard type. This is all about induction motor. Hope you have understood. Third portion, single phase induction motor. Okay. Next main module is single phase induction motor. Okay. You can see the figure here. The single phase induction motor, the construction is almost similar to the three phase induction motor. We are using here, and stator windings are there as in the three phase induction motor, but the main difference is that single phase supply is given in single phase induction motor, while three phase supply is given in the three phase induction motor. Okay. The single phase motor are generally used for application which requires capacity less than 0.5 kilowatt. The merit construction, reliable maintenance, that is easy to repair, cheaper. These are all other merits, and demerits are compared to three phase induction motor, low overload capacity, efficiency low, low power factor. Okay, these all are the advantages of the single phase induction motor. Okay. Construction wise, it is almost similar to the three phase induction motor. Here you can see the rotor is same as squirrel cage induction motor, and single phase winding is in the stator, but in the three phase induction motor, three phase winding is provided. Here single phase winding is given, and here main winding, that is there's an auxiliary winding is also inserted in this machine in order to start the centrifugal switch to cut out the starting winding after starting. During starting only we need the starting or auxiliary winding. After that we have to cut out using a centrifugal switch. Okay. This once again, that is this squirrel, as in the three phase induction motor, there is a stator and a rotor. The stator is provided with, but in three phase we are providing three phase winding. Here we are using single, and here you can see it's same as that of three phase induction motor. Supply, single phase supply is given to the machine so that which is different from the three-phase induction motor. In three-phase induction motor, we are giving three-phase. When we are giving single-phase supply to the mag, okay, as in the three-phase induction motor. But the difference is in three induction motor, a rotating magnetic field is developed. This rotating magnetic field cuts the rotor and EMF is induced. But here, rotating magnetic field is not, because we are providing only one phase. Okay. Here, a pulsating magnetic field. A pulsating field is produced. It cannot cut the rotor conductors and cannot induce EMF. Okay, so single phase induction motor is not self-starting. Okay, it cannot be started by its, because any other thing or an auxiliary arrangement to start this machine. When we give a single phase supply, when we give a single phase supply to the stator, what will happen? A flux is produced, but it is pulsating. Cannot cut the rotor conductors. When rotor conductors is not cut by the flux, what will happen? No EMF will be induced, and no EMF will be induced. No EMF, no induced current will be produced. Thus, the single phase induction motor is not self-starting. Important question for KTU students.
Ma'am, please wind up, ma'am. Then we can move on to. Okay.
Okay, we'll move to the question.
We got more than 15 questions. Ma'am, shall we move on to doubt clearing?
Yes, we can move.
Okay. One question is from Reena VP. What happens when we use induction generator for lagging currents?
Yes.
What happens when we use?
The question is not actually clear.
Okay. Then can I ask the next question? What about types of prime movers used for starting induction machines? Ma'am, is it clear?
Okay, yes. Different types can be used according to this application. Here I have given the example of a petrol engine. We use many other types according to the applications where it is used. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Next question is from Machadan Nedungadu. What is BLDC motor, and is there a relation in its working principle of synchronous motor?
Okay, this we are dealing with the induction generator and induction motor. DLDC will be is not in this syllabus actually.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Next question is from Rohit Bijoy. Is there any other methods to start single-phase induction motors other than auxiliary winding?
Yes, there are many methods. We can that will be explained in next session. Induction just gave basic concept of the single phase induction motor. All the details will be covered in the next session.
Okay. Oh, okay, ma'am. Then another question is from Aparna Ashok. Why induction generator delivers only lagging current?
Okay, because induction generator is the basic of generator is that it provides or current to the mains. Okay, it gives the power active current to the mains, but it requires lagging current in order to magnetize it. Okay, magnetizing is required to work the machine. In order to magnetize it, it absorbs the lagging current. Okay, is it clear?
Okay. Another question is from Ramya Sri. As they said in applications, induction motor supplies leading power, but why it is not used for lagging power?
What? Can you read the question once more?
Okay. Induction motor supplies leading power, but why it is not used for lagging power?
Yeah, that's I have already explained. Leading power is applied by the induction generator. That is, it is lagging required for magnetic field production in the induction generator. It cannot supply that. It receives that. Okay.
Okay. Can we move to the next question, ma'am? Ryan Abraham. There's a question from Ryan Abraham. Is synchronous induction motor self-starting?
Motor is self-starting. It starts as that of the three-phase induction motor. We are providing some starting methods as in the three-phase induction motor, but it is self-starting.
Okay. Next question is from Anantaram GS. What is a rugged or robust means construction?
Rugged construction, robust construction means it is strong and reliable. That is meant. That's it.
Okay. Next doubt is from Anantaram GS again, ma'am. Should we need smart grids for synchronous machines?
Not required.
Okay. Next question doubt is from Anjosi John. Why we are not providing AC excitation to rotor of synchronous induction motor?
Okay. In this slide itself, we can see that we are providing DC supply. When we give a AC supply, alternate poles, north and south poles will be developed, but it also what alternates. But in DC, when we supply a DC excitation, this north and south pole fixed in the space. Okay, when it is fixed, only it get magnetically coupled with the three-phase windings. Three-phase magnetic field.
Okay. There is another concern from Achuran Nedungad. He's saying that the presenter did not explain the true mechanism of energy conversion. So, ma'am, can you please convey him
Of
the?
what?
I don't know. The question is, the presenter did not explain the true mechanism of energy conversion. That's all.
Is it for induction generator? If it is for induction generator, you can see here.
And again,
We
it's
are
for
providing.
Induction.
Okay. Induction generator. There we see that we are providing the prime mover, which is a mechanical, which gives a mechanical energy to the induction machine, and the induction machine gives out the electrical energy. So mechanical energy is converted to electrical energy. That's the principle. Okay.
Okay, another question is from Rindu R. What are the main disadvantages of two-phase arrangement?
Which two-phase arrangement? Which machine?
The question is incomplete, ma'am. What are the main disadvantages of two-phase arrangement?
Yes.
Okay. From where the output of an induction generator is taken? From where the output of an induction generator is clear, ma'am?
Okay, it is taken from the stator itself. Where we are connecting it is stator, and we are taking it from the it is.
Then another question is from Abhay Dev. Why capacitors are used in single phase IM as seen in household fans?
Okay, that is a good question. That is to start. I have already said that the phase induction machine motor not self-starting. In order to start, we are using this, and this will be explained in the next session, because a detailed explanation for that is required.
Okay, ma'am. Let's go for the last question. Why we go for two-phase arrangement in stator circuit connections?
Okay. I think it's in this. We are seeing that you can see three-phase arrangement is given to the is arrangement shown in this figure, and also here from rotor circuit E to G, a two-phase arrangement. This is given because in three-phase arrangement, unbalanced secondary but in single phase it is avoided. So in two-phase arrangement. In three-phase arrangement, there will be a heating problem, but in two-phase arrangement, there will not be a heating problem. Okay, but there is a disadvantage also in the phase arrangement. I think someone has asked this question earlier. What is the disadvantages of two-phase arrangement? Okay, that even though it gives uniform heating, it develops large harmonics and noise. That is the disadvantage of two-phase arrangement rotor circuit.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Let's wind up. Few more questions are there. All those questions will be answered in an offline mode. We will be giving the answers to you into your mail IDs. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Anita, ma'am, for giving such a good, informative lecture. And dear students, more schedules from different streams are being conducted in the ASAP online classes platform. Please log into our website. Please log into our website. More details are there, and the recorded video of this session will be uploaded in our YouTube channel. Please search for ASAP Kerala or Skill Park Kerala YouTube channels. It will be uploaded very soon. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.